And Spencer, I want to. Oh, you're alive already. I want to be able to share the screen and show our new news site. That I want to show the feature that we did on the show.
Oh, you go ahead and do it. It's kind of like honestly, like you get a lot of really good cuts out of the kind of the warm up before the big show.
The warm up before the big show.
Yeah,
got it.
Okay, where is everybody? We have a new referee tonight, Al G Unit.
Oh yeah, who is it?
Logging in right now. I'm gonna let it be a surprise.
Oh,
let's just say you've met.
Is it Alla?
You were in a movie with her. Let's just say
yes, that. Miss Alla.
Miss Alla Drokina trying to join us currently.
She's so cute. She's my cute Russian friend.
All right, so we have four live viewers right now as we speak, and thank you so much to everybody that's tuning in. The show will get started soon, but this is the new official Easy Way newspaper, which is a subsidiary extension arm of Easy Way magazine. And everything that's going down the Easy Way, all the news articles, everything is all happening here now. And as you can see, the feature of this newspaper and this site, which is pretty cool. We've already gotten a couple hundred views ever since we launched it first day. The feature is Sports and Tacos. So that is what it is. So when you click on it, anybody that's watching, please go to easywaynews.com, click on Sports and Tacos, and please like it, share it, comment it, get involved as much as possible. And as you can see, there's a nice professional article putting all the information out on the show. So.
Sweet. Awesome.
Hi, Miss Alla.
Hi. How are you guys?
Hello. Good. Good to see you, girlfriend.
Good to see you too. I missed you.
I know. I'm a Nashville girl now.
So guys, this is Miss Alla Drokina. She is an amazing actress. And what do you do? Do you do anything besides act? You model, right, Alla?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I do comedy, stand-up.
Oh, that's right. You do stand-up now. Like she crushes it doing stand-up now. That's right.
Yeah. I'm just here to talk about tacos, right? Is this what this is about?
Alla, we're definitely going to have to talk. My name is Eric. I own the network, and we are behind the scenes building a pretty cool comedy channel on our Roku network. So if you do comedy and stand-up, let's chat.
Yes.
You guys, I think you guys actually met one time down in Orange County, Eric. Didn't you have it? You remember that event we all went to?
Was it the Donald event?
Yeah.
Yes, we met. Okay, we'll have to reintroduce ourselves though.
For sure. We'll get connected after the show.
Perfect.
Yeah. So let's see. I am waiting for people to hop. Okay.
And guys, I know there's a couple of people tuning in. If you want your name showed on the screen, we are live on Roku right now, as well as all over social media. You do need to give StreamYard permission if you're on Facebook or YouTube, that it's okay to release your name. Otherwise, it's going to show Facebook user, and we don't know who you are. Or the other thing is you can actually say who you are and where you're coming in from, so we can definitely mention you guys as you're commenting. So we definitely appreciate everybody that's tuned in, and the show will get started soon.
Awesome. Can you give me 1 second?
What? I just heard I get to interrupt men with this whistle, so that's what drew me in.
I love it.
There you go.
I can't wait to see your whistle skills.
Oh, I've been working on it.
And the one and only Greg Vaughn has showed up. Greg, we gotta link up with your Instagram and start collaborating. So this show will be on your Instagram to all your fans. I'm gonna send you an invite right now, and we can get some of your fans to know about the show.
Okay. Perfect.
I will in just a second. Just as soon as you come on, I'll let you in.
A lot of people in the queue right now, waiting for the show to start. And thank you everybody for tuning in. We will get started soon.
Baby.
Okay, I'll just say yes. As soon as
Hi, Greg.
Hello, you won. Congratulations.
Hey, bye.
I should have called you. You won.
I know. 2 in a row.
As soon as we'll have Reggie come on. I was thinking we'll do Reggie's interview, and we'll do Reggie Johnson stuff first. And then we have a little football game that we have not had a chance to talk. It's been a few weeks, Greg. Do you think do you want to chat about it, or should we just let it go till next season?
No, you got to give it at least 5 minutes. I mean,
Okay.
They deserve,
okay.
They deserve credit.
Because I'm gonna let G Unit gloat again because the Chiefs are so good, and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. But I have kind of some questions just about the Niners moving forward and stuff. And hey, Alla.
Yeah. Hi.
The one and only Reggie Sweet Johnson. Welcome to Sports and Tacos, Reggie.
Hey man, well I'm not good with this technology, man, and my nephew just got here, so he finally got me on. I've been messing with this thing. I'm real slow with this.
What's up, Reggie? It's
Yeah.
finally good to see a face. We both get
Yeah,
to see each other's face.
I'd rather fight Roy Jones than do this, brother.
Well, thanks for coming on Sports and Tacos, Reggie. Hey, Eric, since you're the engineer, you want to roll the intro and then we'll get this party started?
Let's do it, sir. So everybody get ready and go get your tacos. Go get your tacos because Sports and Tacos.
No, I might have tacos. Hold on.
Okay,
Spencer, where's my Uber delivery for tacos?
Alla. So just so you know,
You
once
mean to
again,
tell me the guests don't get tacos?
we're not gonna. Okay, Alla.
Yeah.
In the future, not tonight. We're gonna implement this rule sooner or later. It's supposed to be, and right from the beginning, if we don't have tacos, like I don't tonight,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be 5 minutes in the penalty box. Okay, so Alla,
Oh.
I know that you don't know what you're doing, Alla, but whenever the argument gets too crazy
Uh-huh.
or people are saying stupid things, you need to blow that whistle, okay? And then you're gonna call a
penalty. Wife for this, Spencer.
Okay, so then you're gonna call a penalty. It's either gonna be a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major, like in hockey. Okay. So repeat offenders, and then Eric now is the engineer. He's going to silence their microphone for 2 or 5 minutes for interrupting conversations or saying stupid things.
I like having that power.
Yes. So that you honestly have the ultimate power on Sports and Tacos.
I don't take it lightly.
Okay, so don't abuse it, but it's okay if you abuse it because you're also a stand-up comic and it'll be funny.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll get that whistle ready. Do whatever you need to do.
I'll
Give
us
tacos. Start now.
Okay. All right, World Wide Web, another amazing, mind-blowing edition of Sports and Tacos coming at you. We got a great show tonight. We got, all the usual co-hosts, myself, Spencer Cadigan. We got Eric Zulli engineering tonight, somebody who really knows what he's doing engineering. We got Tony Pintojas. Bama forgot his phone at work, so he's on his way back to work. We got G Unit, Alex Ginzel. We have a brand new referee tonight, Miss Alla Drokina, amazing actress, stand-up comedian, model, and the one and only Major League Baseball superstar, Mr. Greg Vaughn, and special guest tonight, three-time world champion, Reggie Sweet Johnson, 3-time world champion boxer on tonight. So we have quite a show this evening. So everybody's super excited about that. Reggie, thank you very much for coming on tonight. I'm not sure how much time we got with you, Reggie, but tell the world kind of who you are. I mean, I know a lot of people know who you are, but I know you're about to go into the Boxing Hall of Fame, correct, Reggie?
Oh, absolutely,
Hold on,
sir.
Reggie, we
And
got an introduction for you, my brother. 1 second.
Oh.
Introducing first, fighting a corner, wearing white with blue and weighing 171 pounds. As an amateur, he accumulated nearly 100 victories, and now, as a professional, he's a two-time world title holder with 39 victories, 24 by knockout, with 5 losses and a draw. He comes to this ring wearing 1 championship belt and plans to leave wearing 3. Ladies and gentlemen, from Houston, Texas, here is the former middleweight world champion and reigning, defending IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, Reggie "Sweet" Johnson.
Rock on!
Wow, that brings back memories, man.
That is.
By the way, my brother, congratulations, champ. Welcome to the HOF, baby.
Oh yes, man, that's really great because it's the National Boxing Hall of Fame, and I think 3 years ago, my name came up for the International Boxing Hall of Fame. I didn't make it that year, so this is going to probably really get me into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and I'm grateful. Proud to be a part of this whole thing on this level with boxing, man. It's been my whole life.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Congratulations, man.
Reggie, so we started a segment on the show recently, kind of called The Grind. And besides you being, an amazing boxer, when I was talking to Brady, your backstory was pretty amazing as well. So I kind of want to just give you the stage, Reggie. Give us a little bit of your backstory. How you got into boxing. I know you mentioned that you were from Fifth Ward in Houston, and that kind of just let the Sports and Tacos fans know your backstory and who you are.
Well, my backstory. I'm from Houston, Fifth Ward. George Foreman is not from Fifth Ward, but he was raised there because he was brought from Marshall, Texas to Houston. But him and my dad grew up together. My late uncle, Kenneth Iron Man Walker, who was a good boxer. I think he only had like 3 pro fights. Him and Dennis Benjamin, his best friend, they took me to the Salvation Army Boys Club at the age of 12. Put me in there with a kid who had almost 30 amateur fights. And I remember I met the late Mr. James Carter, who was the head coach of the Salvation Army Boys Club. I remember after those 3 rounds when he was taking the headgear and the gloves off, and the man told me, he said, "Young man, don't you know you can become champion of the world?" And I held on to that. Man, I've never felt that way before. And, I gave up football, baseball, basketball, wrestling. I did everything, track. I played all sports as a little kid. And like Muhammad Ali, I was at the age of 12 years old when I started boxing at the great Salvation Army Boys Club. And, Mr. Carter saw something in me, and he was right. I became champion of the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Greg, you got any questions for a guy like Reggie Johnson?
No, but I know the Fifth Ward. I know all the wards. I know one of my favorite restaurants is Papados, and we played.
Man.
See, I already know Reggie. I love
Yeah.
Papados. And when we would play, we're playing the Astros or the Rangers, I would always have it brought in the locker room. But I remember a couple times, because my grandparents lived in Denton, so we go out to eat after the game, and then I got to meet George, Georgette, George, and George. And you know what I mean? So I got to meet all of them. I mean, nicest man in the whole world, sitting right behind us. And my grandmother was with me, so. But H-Town, Carl Crawford. I mean, one of my closest friends, man, like a little brother. It's my buddy. I got a bunch of Charlie Hayes, Sugar Lamb. Baseball players. All those guys live down there.
Did you meet George Foreman's daughter? Did you meet his daughter, the one who was boxing?
Yeah, but not at that time. No, I'm old. I'm. You know what I mean? So she's probably
Okay.
George.
Yeah.
As a little one.
Yeah, Frida, she committed suicide. She's deceased, George Foreman's daughter. That happened
Uh-huh.
about 3 years ago, three and a half years ago. But yeah, me and her, both of our dads kind of like grew up together when George moved here from Marshall and Fifth Ward, and they, my dad and her dad kind of like grew up together, and we both was boxing at the same time. It was the history in both of them being in Fifth Ward, which is like, whoo, what's the toughest place in LA and the toughest place in New York, the Bronx and stuff like that. But Fifth Ward is another place in Houston, Texas that, but it's come a long way. And I'm one of the guys that I'm the first guy from Houston to win a world title. I think the Rockets won in 94, 95. I won it in 92. So, that stands real tall for me. And, it's nothing like home. Even though I had to leave home to pursue my career, move to LA, Long Beach area, but, that's nothing like home.
Yeah.
Home is home.
And
I'm a big boxing fan too. Like I said, I'm from Sacramento. Tony the Tiger Lopez, Diego Corrales.
I know. Oh man, the late Diego. I knew Diego.
Yeah, West Sacramento. I'm big boxing. The Police Athletic League. You know what I mean? That's where I play football and baseball at. So,
Diego used to train here in Houston.
yeah, boxing. Diego, if he didn't, that motorcycle accident. You know what I mean? He
Yes.
was special.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's quite a
He
few.
was here in Houston for a while training.
Yep,
Yeah.
we miss him.
Wow, man, man. We lost a lot of great fighters, man.
Yeah. Reggie, tell us a little bit about, if you want, kind of, I don't know, do you mind sharing like about your dad and when you were growing up and stuff, like the adversity you had to overcome with that?
Oh yeah, well, my dad was in and out of prison a lot. He was one of the street guys and came out of Fifth Ward. Man, and I have twin sisters who are 5 years younger than me, and my late mother had me when she was 14. So I grew up real fast. I had a job at 14 years old working at Kroger's, a huge grocery store. I don't know if y'all have that where y'all at, but Kroger's. I worked at Kroger's, and I was boxing. I mean, I grew up real fast, man. I was whoo. Like I say, started boxing at 12, traveling the world at 13, 14, 15, and then I made the U.S. boxing team at 16. And me, Tyson, Holyfield, Pernell Whitaker, Medrick Taylor, all of us was fighting on the U.S. team. And I lost to Frank Tate from Detroit, who signed with the people that I was with in Houston. And Frank Tate still lives here. He won the gold medal in 1984. Man,
Gotcha.
it's amazing, man. Time flies, and it's kind of hard to believe, man, that all that is kind of like behind it.
Reggie, one thing I like to always ask people when we have them on the show is there a specific moment or a specific fight when you knew that boxing was going to be your future? I mean, besides, who was it? Your uncle telling you, or whoever, that you could be a champion. But was there a specific fight or like morning where you woke up and you knew this is what you were going to do the rest of your life?
Well, like I said, I think that the first day when I got in that ring, that was that day, because I knew what I wanted to pursue as a young kid at 12 years old. I know I didn't want to play football no more, basketball, baseball, football, wrestling. I played all sports. I even tried soccer, man. But at the age of 12, when that day I got in that ring, that was it. Everything else was out, and I just pursued boxing. And if you think about it, man, time flies, because I started at 12. At the age of 14, I'm fighting in JO Nationals. At the age 15, JO Nationals. At the age 16, I'm on the U.S. boxing team.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is
right?
Was there a specific fight? I'm not sure exactly how boxing works, but like I know, like with baseball, you have to put your time in the minor leagues. before you go to the major leagues. Was there a specific fight that you can remember that put you into I'm not sure what that is in boxing, the major leagues of boxing, like when you got on to what is it yeah.
Are you talking about amateur?
Let me share this with you.
Yeah.
Let me share this here with you. That's another thing. My first amateur fight, I got disqualified for slapping. That's when they had the white on the end of the gloves. I wouldn't turn it over. And then I lost my second amateur fight, my third amateur fight, and my fourth amateur fight. And everybody was like, man, something wrong with this kid. He's like, normally when you lose, you're not happy. But I was just so happy to still to be a part of that, be in that ring. And when I won that fifth amateur fight, the next time I lost a fight, I was fighting in the JO Nationals. And I had like 30-some amateur fights, and my amateur record was 96-12.
Wow.
As an amateur, and I lost to Frank Tate, who lives in Houston now. He signed with Josephine Abercrombie, the lady that I was already with, who was signing a lot of fighters. Frank Tate won the gold medal, and I didn't turn pro with her because she had signed him, and the late Mr. James Carter and them found another group of people that love boxing, business people who, man, could you imagine 17 years old getting a check for $250,000 in 1984 and a brand new Riviera car? So yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
all right,
so, Reggie, we have a question from the audience. One of the fans, Jason Glantz, is asking we should do a mini series on Hulu of Reggie Johnson and how he rose to stardom. So I'm sorry, a comment. Someone wants to put you on a mini series on Hulu, so I just wanted to recognize that.
That'd be pretty cool. You
Can
definitely
okay. Yeah, no problem.
He would.
Yeah.
Can we ask which actor he would want to play him?
That's a good
which
question.
Actor?
Michael B. Jordan.
Which actor I would want you to play me?
Yeah. In a movie.
Oh man! Oh man! I think that my greatest hero, the man who inspired me boxing more than anybody else, is no longer with us. The great Muhammad Ali, who I had the chance to really get to know. As a matter of fact, I was at his mother's funeral. Man, I would like Ali to play me.
Reggie, let me help you out. Rampage Jackson, Rampage, okay, because he played Mr. T. You guys kind of got a similar look, or Lester Spate. Look up those two actors. I think those would be good ones for you.
Cool.
Oh, you think so? Okay, all right. Yeah. I think you guys better pick that because I'm not really. I don't really. I had to put a lot of thought into that. Who would I want to play me? But yeah.
Yeah. Hey, G Unit. You got any questions for?
Hey, sorry to say, hey, Champ, I say Jamie Foxx. Jamie
Who
Foxx.
that?
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm a jokester sometime too, and you might be right with Jamie Foxx, man. He's a great comedian, and I personally know him too from when I lived in California.
Yeah, that's a good one too. And I think the audience is watching right now. You guys post your comments. Who should be the actor that plays Reggie Johnson in the next movie?
Tony, you got any questions for Reggie? Well, we got a world champion boxer.
Oh man, I do. Yes, I do. Hey, Champ, what was the best punch that you took, and you came back and won?
I think the greatest was my biggest and greatest fight, the biggest check when I fought Roy Jones Jr., who was the best fighter of our era. I think I think it's the second time he knocked me down. The first one was a real knockdown because he did hit me, but it wasn't like the second. And he dropped me, and I got up and finished the fight 12 rounds. And once again, I'll say it again, Roy Jones was the best fighter of our era.
Hey, I got a question. I had a question for Greg. You think you could take Reggie? Think you could stand in the ring for a couple minutes?
See, you don't get to be this old being stupid. You know what I mean? So for me, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get in the ring with Reggie. You know what I mean? I mean, I know Winky, I know Roy, and like I said, I know, I had a chance to I was in Brownsville, Texas, Reggie, you know where that is? Brownsville. You know, it's
Oh,
like one of the
oh,
most.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I know Brownsville.
So, and this was the part about it that was sad to me. I was sitting next to Mark Breland. You know, we became friends because we go back there for a fundraiser to always try to raise money. And you know, they're talking about two-time, you know, Olympic world champion, five-time world champion, and I think this is the sad part people don't understand. You know, when Bree looked, he said, "Hey, man, that guy sounds pretty good," and I was like, "Man, that's you." You know what I mean? So, you know,
Wow.
like, you know, all the money, like you said, the purses, and you know, they didn't have the retirement. They didn't have, you know, you guys didn't get to own your own brand, so to speak. You know,
Right.
so all the money that they made, and they fought in the best boxing era to me of all time because every single flight had world champions. You know, they from lightweight to flyweight to heavyweight,
Right.
light heavyweight, and you know the promoters made all the money. And you know, when I heard Mark Brealey say that, and I was there with other guys, and I'm not because he's a good guy, but he didn't even know that they were speaking about him. You know what I mean? And that was
Yeah.
Well,
that seemed like that's a problem. You know, at least playing baseball, we have we have retirement. You know, we have Major League alumni. For boxing, you know, there was guys there trying to implement something for the guys that paved the way for these guys making these huge purses. You know, and I mean, for you guys, you really had to love the sport because the sport didn't take care of you guys after you were done.
well, man, you are so right on that. And and man, it haven't even been 7 days because I talk about this all the time. And that's what I've been working on, trying to put some people together to add something that is pretty much needed in boxing. What you just said, you know, of course, when you in there fighting, you're taking care of. If you get hurt in the box in a fight or something, this and that, but outside that, there's nothing like the NFL, the NBA, the National Baseball League. Boxing, what we got to also understand is the first sport that started with who? Crooked people. The mob is the ones who started boxing way back in the day. So
Yeah.
it was corrupt out the gate, but you know, until fighters come together and we put something in place that take care of you taking care of while you're in there fighting. But once you leave, you can get hurt spawn. You can get hurt in the gym. You can get in a car wreck and you're not taken care of. It's
Yeah.
you know it's bad and like this old guy told me one time. He said, "Well, man, you know, boxing came a long way, but it got even a longer way to go." And it's right, man. We need to until people come together, fighters come together, and put something in place that really take care of fighters like say like the NFL, the NBA, baseball league. If you're in that league for so long, you still get a check for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do get a check, and you know, and right now, while it's at its peak, and you know, you have the guys that are getting paid 30 million a fight, 40 million. I mean, they have all the juice and the power. You know, in the NFL, the guys that didn't get taken care of in like the 70s and the
Hmm.
80s and even the 90s, you know, the Players Association is trying to do a little bit, make it a little bit better, and go back and give those guys health care because you're
Yeah.
talking like Bree and the rest of them, they don't have health care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
Doug,
right. That's right. Right.
Doug,
Well,
we actually have a guy, Doug Plank. He was a beast of a free safety for the Chicago Bears. Comes on our show pretty regularly. Same
mhm.
thing. You know, this guy was just a beast in an era of football when you didn't have the rules to protect people, and Doug, you can tell was an older football player, and he's a great guy. I mean, God, I love having him on because the stories are so great. But man, like, just
But
Hey,
we
Shotgun,
you need to do something.
hey, Shotgun, I got Greg
Go,
and the
Shotgun.
champ. I
Do
got
it.
one for Greg and the champ. Hey, real quick. Hey, both you guys, y'all played some major fights, major games. Did you guys ever play with any like broken fingers, broken ribs, pulled hamstring, and you still played the game?
Yeah, I can speak for myself. I think I came up during an era where, hey man, they call it Wally Pip. You know what I mean? It was a story of DiMaggio, whatever. Wally took a day off, and now you got this famous guy that comes in and steals your job, and you never get your job back. You know what I mean? So during, the late '80s and the '90s and all that, they still had that old school mentality. If you took a day off, that's a chance for somebody else to take your job. And I played when I probably shouldn't have played, and my body's paid for it. As you know, in a couple of days here, I'll be 12 weeks post-op reverse shoulder replacement. You know what I mean? I've had rotator cuff surgeries, but like I said, I'm not here to complain, man. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? I love playing, and sometimes you got to go out there, and I don't know if it was so smart. There's a difference between, and I think the champ can attest to this, injury and being hurt are different things. An injury, it's hard to play with the injury. Being hurt, you can manipulate your way around certain things. But in boxing, like I said, there's so many people that came out of Sacramento, and I'm a big boxing fan, and I made all the fights. I see some of your fights. Especially in the off season. Me and my buddy Gary Sheffield, man, and Winky. We weren't missing fights. It was.
Right.
But that's when boxing was boxing. It was different. You know what I mean? They let the guys box, and as I've been older, being able to, be around Sugar Ray and people like that, they're just good dudes. We're all regular people. And that's what I appreciate. Whether it's South Central, whether it's the Fifth Ward, Sixth Ward, Fourth Ward, South Side, 8 Mile, hey, East St. Louis, hey, they come from all over. You know what I mean? And I just think that was the era that we grew up. And now I'll let Champ speak on it. But for me,
real quick before the Champ speaks, Greg and the Champ, we have another question from the audience. And you guys remember, if you're watching live right now, there's over 25 people watching live. You guys can ask questions to the celebrities as we speak here on Sports and Tacos. So Jason's asking, do boxers get a pension like football players? Great question.
Absolutely not. That's what I was just for mentioning, that the business, until fighters come together and say enough is enough. And if you think about it, it makes sense. It's so hard to do that, because you think I'm gonna go to a training camp and all the stuff I've done, and I'm in a position to make things better for my community, my family, my kids, my grandkids. You think I'm not going to take this fight? What's at the table now? It's real hard to sit down and say, okay, come on, let's all come together right now. When I got this big fight, I'm going to make, $10 million. I can't overlook that, because think about all the work I put in. But like I said, until fighters come together and then we sit down and put some stuff in place like the NFL, like the NBA, National Baseball League, to take care of fighters. And you know why it's so much harder for fighters? Think about it. Boxing is a real world sport. It's all over the world.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So boxing is a real world sport. It's all over the world. And I've been to 7 continents. I've been to 5 of them by way of boxing.
Hey, Champ, but don't you think right now, with the purses being as large as they are, with the guys being in charge and owning their brands, that they would want to, because if they don't fight, the fight doesn't happen. But if they say, hey, we have to start, you take some of the pay-per-view money, take something and put it in a fund. So, these other guys, like I said, man, without Mark Breland, without yourself and all these other fighters, it wouldn't be these
Mike
fighters.
Tyson.
You know what I mean?
Mike Tyson. Yeah, Mike was with us. Mike was with us. Oh yeah, okay. Well, for me, Mike, Mark Breland, Medrick Taylor, the late Pernell Whitaker. I came up during that same time. As a matter of fact, me and Tyson the same age. And you're right. What you're speaking, man. That's why I say, until fighters come together and say enough is enough, and say, man, what I've experienced, what I've lived, I don't want my grandson, I don't want my son to go through what I went through. We need to put some business structure, put it to work, put it in play to really take care of fighters and the ultimate sport. And like I said, once again, I say it's very hard to do that because boxing is a real world sport.
Yeah. You know what?
See,
You know what it makes me. Okay, that's exactly kind of what I was thinking, Greg, is like, and it's probably because it's an independent type of sport, kind of like, I think about like golf. I don't know if golf has like a retirement plan, but you are the star. You're not on a team necessarily in a huge league.
Right.
So I wonder if that was formed, or is it just?
I think all of us. You had to fight for it. You know what I mean? We had to boycott games, and you had to fight. You had to be unionized to get certain things established. But what I'm saying is, no, I'm agreeing with Reggie, the champ. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
I think we lost you, Greg.
Oh, yeah, we lost Greg.
He's back.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're back. Yeah.
But I'm saying these purses are so big, and these guys are set up for life. It's going to take people like you, and then for people to call up Roy and these promoters and Golden Boy and say, hey man, how about you're not trying to take anything from them, but how about the guys that are out there on the street struggling because they have no medical bills, man, and no medical insurance. They're struggling with just everyday life. You know what I mean?
Right,
because
right.
You want to talk about PSD and all that other stuff. I have boxing friends, man, and you can talk about the NFL. Boxers have it, I'd probably say 3 times as worse as NFL players.
Yeah.
Probably more than that, brother. Because boxing, we have nothing. A lot of those guys in the NFL. Think about it, man. When they retire, if they're in the league long enough, they get checks for the rest of their life. A boxer only get a check is when he fighting. Now he's taken care of as long as he in there fighting on that certain level. He's taken care of. Got insurance if he get hurt in that fight. But outside that, think about it. He can get hurt while he's training for the fight, and then guess what? He's hurt. He just hurt.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, man, it's an oxymoron. I always think about Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady when I think about this exact scenario where you have to, be careful, and you want to have like retirement plans. Injuries are going to happen, but just like you were talking, Greg, where if you miss one game, one fight, one day, Tom Brady might step on the field and take your job.
Yeah, and you're right. They could take your job, but the part that hurts me the most is, say you make every one of your fights, and it goes back to like the record labels and back then before they owned their brand. The promoter was taking 75, 80% of the purse, and now at 45, if you're lucky, at 38 or 45, you have no health care. You have nothing.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between getting your job taken and
your
the job that you gave, but the job that you gave everything to, they don't give anything back in the end. When because like I said, the mental punishment that these guys take, they don't have a helmet.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I've experienced. I've sat next to them where, you're talking about guys and the stories are, unbelievable. And you look at the guy next to him, he says, "Man, that dude must be pretty awesome." You got to tell him, "Man, they're talking about you."
Well, that's
hey guys, we have a really interesting comment from the audience. I have to acknowledge this one. So
okay.
I bet you Greg would be able to win if he had his bat.
Oh, Vaughn to left and gone.
If it was Greg, if it was you and Reggie, but you were able to have your bat, I think you'd have.
That's WWF. That's a different. It's WWE style.
Hey, but see, but you guys, I already like Reggie, and I just met Reggie. You know what I mean? We come from the same area. You know what I mean? You come from the same area.
Hey guys,
you know,
G Unit. Do you got any questions for Reggie Sweet Johnson while we got him on the show?
Are your ears back to looking normal?
You know what? I've been blessed by the best. Like you got great fighters, man. But one of the things I want y'all to understand, man, this boxing, man. Hey, man, there's no sport harder than boxing.
Right.
Don't you know? Do you know the percentage of fighters that got their teeth missing?
100.
No. I'm going to show you right now. Watch this. That's a joke.
That's funny.
Now that means that you're a good fighter, Reggie.
There you go. Hey. But think about it, man. A lot of fighters don't really have it. They teeth knocked out. And we was talking about some of the injuries I had in 2 different fights. I told this rotator cuff and fought 12 rounds. And I told this one and did 12 rounds, finished the whole 12-round fight. And, I knew I had hurt it, but I didn't even know it was that bad. But there was some times I've had some back problems. But I got all that stuff taken care of. My shoulders, I'm in good shape, man. I'm 57 years old, man, and got all my faculties. You can understand what I'm saying. And there's a lot of fighters that you can't understand what they're saying.
Alla Drokina. Yes. You got any questions for Reggie Sweet Johnson by chance?
I do have a question. I think you mentioned the sense of replaceability that you felt, and how that was that always just what kind of kept your skills honed or kept you sharp and improving, is the sense that you could be replaced, that this couldn't, it might be taken away from you instantly?
Well, when you're doing something that you love, I mean, it's a big difference of saying that that's your job or this or that. But I was doing something that I love to do, and I was in a position where I grew up fast. I have twin sisters. My mother had me when she was 14. My dad was locked up. I had a job early, and then I found boxing, and I was still working at Kroger's, a huge grocery store. And then I started traveling, got on the U.S. team, and I was blessed by the best because I was making more money traveling the world, representing the U.S. team, and still doing what I love to do, boxing. So
cool, very cool.
Yeah, and I still talk to the guy who he really wasn't supposed to have me working there because I was too young. Really, I think I was 15 years old, and but Mr. Callahan, he let me work there, and he got it with the late Mr. James Carter. Me and Tyson got the same story. He had Gus. I had the late Mr. James Carter, who had me since the age of 12, who my uncle took me at the Salvation Army Boys Club.
Cool.
And I would like to, if you guys go to YouTube, put Reggie Johnson bio and put all the words together, no space in between it. It'll tell my whole story in like 5 minutes. I think it was the pre-fight on HBO when me and Roy Jones was getting ready to fight.
Cool. Reggie Johnson bio, all one word.
Yeah. Put all the words together. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Reggie, we're going to take a quick, just like a 1.5 minute break, give a shout out to our sponsors and stuff. And you're more than welcome to stick around. Do you follow much other sports, Reggie?
Well, I mean,
we got to dive into we got to dive into the Super Bowl. We got to dive into some basketball, and spring training has started, so we got to dive into some baseball also.
You know what? I just got to. I love football. I love basketball, and I just got to. We just lost Robert Reed, who played for the Houston Rockets.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that?
Yep.
No, I didn't know you lost him. I'm a big.
Yeah, we lost him about 4 days ago, and I knew Robert Reed real well. As a matter of fact, he don't live too far from me. I can get to his house in 10 minutes from where I live at in Houston. He just passed. Man, we lost a lot of great athletes and fighters or noted people, however you want to, announce them as. But it's That's
Yeah.
and me and this guy did a lot of charity stuff together. Me and Robert Reed.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Let's we're gonna run some promos real quick. And like I said, you're more than welcome to stick around for the rest of the show, Reggie. I love chatting with you.
Okay, buddy, no problem. All right.
All right, guys. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube Sports and Tacos, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us, YouTube Sports and Tacos. Why Sports and Tacos? Because we're number one. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay.
All right, ladies.
Because we get paid to put our money where our mouth is. We tell you how it is for real, not what they want you to say. Listen to us, Sports and Tacos.
All right.
Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever. And we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is. Giving some shout outs, the one and only Mr. Eric Zulli, the owner, CEO, creator of the amazing Easy Way Network. Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got
okay,
you.
You're not allowed to
push the engineering buttons anymore.
give yourself a 30-second blast out.
Eric Zulli is an award-winning multimedia mogul, brand authority, visibility expert who knows how to create an influence effect around individuals and their businesses. Mr. Zulli owns Easy Way Network, a media network powering their own radio, magazine, and TV network housing 10 channels, airing 30 shows with a potential reach of 320 million homes and mobile phones. He has been able to work affiliate marketing deals with over 120 affiliates, TV distribution deals with over 200 channels. He owns his own channel with over 18 sub-channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. He has over 500 events under his belt as a producer and host. He has hosted his own show, The Easy Show, and Easy Talk Live. He started out with one YouTube channel, which today has over 13,500,000 views and 8,000 subscribers. He is the creator of the globally known brand with thousands of celebrity and business influencer endorsements. As an authority in California, he has been given the Robert Novak Award, signed off and endorsed by Congressman Brad Sherman and Congresswoman Judy Chu. Eric was one of the first people to start using his cell phone as a producer's tool to create content which he uploaded to his YouTube channel, What You Need TV, with close to 14 million viewers and hundreds of A-list celebrities. Eric has produced over 450 success events and raised millions for charity nonprofits.
Cool.
Wow. Go, Eric.
Okay.
Thank you, G Unit. Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to give a little self blast here. There's a little movie out on Amazon Prime and Tubi called American Comedy, starring yours truly, along with Eric Roberts, Dan Loria. There's a girl named Ala Drokina in it. There's a girl named Alex Ginzel in it, which is also getting turned into a little comedic TV show. Greg, we got Greg back. I'll wait for Greg to come back. G Unit, you want to give the blast out for Miss Dawn Church and her Smoke Lab vodka because you do it so good?
Sure. This is Smoke Lab vodka. It's a vodka from Punjab, India, made with basmati rice and pure Himalayan spring water. You can find it at mostly all of the liquor stores in California now. And it makes a great espresso martini.
Awesome. Give a shout out to Bill Hammond over at Hammond Entertainment. Bill puts on the coolest celebrity golf tournaments in the entire world. Give a shout out to our buddy Dan Wolken, who will be back on the show here soon. Dan was on, he's the sports memorabilia expert on over 50 episodes of Pawn Stars. So when the guys at Pawn Stars need the sports memorabilia expert guy to come give them a value or tell them if the Babe Ruth autograph is authentic, Dan Wolken is the guy that they call. He also owns Memory Lane Incorporated, where, if you ever got any sports memorabilia if you find a Mickey Mantle rookie card, Dan Wolken is the guy you need to call. I want to give a shout out to Megan Johnson and Doug Plank. They got a podcast called Sports and Shopping. I love having Megan and Doug Plank on the show. Doug has some of the coolest old school OG football stories. Love having Doug on. Ray Pinetto over at Pro Signatures Memorabilia. Ray has the coolest sports memorabilia collages in the entire world. If I had millions of dollars, I would just give it all to Ray because his collages are so cool. And last but not least, Mr. Paul Pratt, ex-Detroit Lion. He's got his own water brand called Noah Water, which is super electrolyte injected, super hydrating Noah Water. You can search the internet for it. It's blowing up. And we love having Paul on the show as always. Okay, back to sports ball. Guys, this is the first show since the Super Bowl. G-Unit, we're going to let you have the mic first because you and the Kansas City Chiefs once again are world champions of the world.
Wow.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're a dynasty, and I guess Taylor Swift is, she's a good luck charm to our team, and we just played really good. Like, that Super Bowl game was phenomenal. That was a Super Bowl game right there.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We went into overtime, and then just that last little Mahomes drive to Nicole Hardman was the icing on the cake. So what a fun Super Bowl.
Greg Vaughn. I have the more interesting story is always I hate to say it, loser's locker room. I'm a Denver Broncos fan. In my life, we've lost the Super Bowl 5 times. We've won 3, but we've lost 5. So, Greg, when you guys missed that extra point, what went through your mind?
When we talked about it the day before the show, remember I told you I don't like drafting kickers, and we took a kicker in the 3rd round, and it's not the kid wasn't trying to miss it. But
no, he got blocked.
But Robbie Gould, I mean, his last name speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Especially for that game. You know what I mean? For a rookie, I can see him being tough. But for Robbie, you know what? Much props to G Unit. They beat us. You know what I mean? Chris Jones. I mean, he took over. But they said for some reason, I mean, he took over the game, and we didn't make plays when we needed to make plays. But I'm proud of our boys, and we'll be back. I feel like we have a dynasty. We just haven't won it. Every day, you could ask the champ. Every time you do something, you just try to be better today than you were yesterday, and all of that is part of your experience and your journey. And they'll be back. But right now, I'm back home in Sacktown. Right
about
now.
the Sacktown, yeah. Why you mentioned that? Billy Hughes is on the show. I don't know. You might remember Billy from the day we met, Greg, at the golf tournament. So Billy is a color analyst and a basketball expert. So I've got Billy coming on the show as we move into basketball season because Billy is the man when it comes to basketball. Okay, I only have really one question about the Niners. Okay, the Chiefs are really good. Okay, I have two questions. So, do you think because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce and T Swizzle are going to get married? Number one. And number two, Greg Vaughn, is Brock Purdy the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers 2 years from now?
Yeah, I'll let G Unit do the TMZ part about the wedding. Yeah.
I thought Greg would have an opinion about T Swift.
I know, right?
Hey, Alla, where's the whistle?
I know you guys are being way too civil. I was
No,
I know.
we're about to get not.
I
civil.
think they are going to get married, and I will say this more. I feel like they both, since they've came into each other's lives, have both just been super successful and good luck charms for each other. And I think they're both of this like champion winner mindset, and so none of them are going to be intimidated by each other's success, which is probably what they both needed. You know,
Absolutely.
But don't you think? I think that's because of their makeup. Meeting Travis. He's just a good dude. He's a humble dude. He plays with flair, but that's who he is. And I don't know Taylor Swift. I know who she is. I know her music, but I'll probably have to ask my niece. But she just seems like a good girl.
Greg, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? Which when you're jamming, you're pouring your coffee in the morning. What are you on?
When I play my top, you got to remember I'm from the West Coast, so something with E40 on it, or Snoop.
Greg, just say "Mean." Your favorite song from Taylor Swift is "Mean."
Mean. Okay, there you go. Mean. I like it.
What's your favorite song, Alla? Are you a Swiftie fan, Alla?
I don't know if I could call myself a hardcore Swiftie. I feel like that would take away from people who are really hardcore Swifties, but I definitely appreciate, her music and her drive. And I've heard people who work with her say she's just consistently like a really nice and good person. So
Yeah.
See, that's what I applaud. Good people. You have a choice to either be, excuse my language, an a-hole or a good person. And I respect that.
But I guess my favorite song of hers is Anti-Hero, because she sings "I'm the problem, it's me," and I could really, that just resonates with me. So
Right.
Yeah.
G Unit. What's your favorite T-Swizzle song?
Probably one of them is "Shake It Off," but I'm honestly like not a huge.
You're not
She's
a Swiftie?
awesome. She's awesome. I'm not a Swiftie.
Got it.
And to answer your question, Spencer, yes, they're going to get married, and the NFL is going to be even more famous than it already is next year.
Oh my God!
They're going to bring so much fame to the NFL next year. It's going to be popping.
Dude, watch the commissioner hire her to be junior commissioner, and she actually takes football international because she's that big. They've been playing games in Mexico City and in London and all over the world forever. He's going to be like, T-Swizzle, take us to the next level.
Right.
What about the rumor?
T-Swizzle will be the next commissioner of the NFL.
What about the rumors that she's like a pawn? That's funny to me. The conspiracy.
I have a feeling she's a really, really, really well paid pawn.
Yeah, because I think she really needs the money right now. I heard her career.
Oh yeah, she's got to be hurting. She's worth over $1 billion with a B. So there's that. Okay, the important question here to sports ball fans is: Brock Purdy going to be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers 2 years from now? Tony, what is your opinion?
Yes.
2 years from now?
Yes.
2 years.
He's got
next year.
His team. Hey, man, it wasn't all his fault in the Super Bowl.
I don't blame him one bit.
Super Bowl.
Not one bit. I don't blame him one bit.
It was a hell of a game. It was those. They danced. And you know what? The last dance was the Kansas City Chiefs. But yes, I see Purdy in that position once again. And yes, I could see him going deep in the playoffs next year for the team that they have.
Got it. Billy Hughes, is Brock Purdy the starting quarterback of the Niners 2 years from now?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm more of an NBA guy, but I think so.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Greg, I'm going to give Greg, you get the final word on Brock Purdy because that's your team.
Yeah, but hey, Tony, and Bama's not there yet, but he's always trying to knock Brock Purdy out of his perch for some reason. I think you should be. You have more pressing needs. I heard you guys still might have Russell Wilson back. I heard you guys. I think he should be worried about Denver's quarterback. We're good in the Bay. You know what I mean? We're good in the Bay.
Yeah,
you guys should be.
Problems here and all this and that, and the rumors in Bronco country was they asked Mr. Russell Wilson, why did you put your house on the real estate? And he goes, I never did that, but he still has like 30 plus people doing walkthroughs, you know, saying, oh man, this is
Bro, he's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. He knows his days in Denver are numbered.
But it's just like anything else, you know. I think it's funny when fans and people, quote unquote, experts talk about who should be in and who should be out. I think people have to pay close attention to who are they going to replace them with, because there's a difference between.
Sorry, that just got a little too heated for me, guys. I'm sorry.
Who you calling a penalty on?
All of you.
You can't throw us all in the box.
Oh,
okay,
no.
well,
I wanted to try out the whistle. Sorry, Greg.
Okay. So I guess
baby in the court.
Listen. Like I you know, and I'm not down on him. He took them all the way to the Super Bowl. Oh God, like, is he going to, like we've talked about? Okay, I got a question. There's not too many football guys on here though. Tony, if you had $1 million and you had to put it on which team is going to win the Super Bowl first, the 49ers or the Houston Texans?
Oof. Right now, I'd be leaning towards the 49ers. Reason being is because they have more talent. Houston Texans, man, they're young. Stroud, wow, what a performance he pulled for this year, and for the players that he had. And they had a couple injuries, but no, I'm still going to go 49ers on that with the talent back.
Okay. And you know, I mean, honestly, I think the entire NFL, as long as Patrick Mahomes is a healthy human being, is pretty much screwed for about the next decade when it comes to Super Bowls. I mean, go ahead. Sorry, Greg.
You know, it's like in the NBA. When I played, it was the Yankees. You know what I mean? And, you know, if you were in the National League, it was the Braves just trying to get to the big dance. You had to go through, you know, Atlanta. It's just, you know, certain times, certain eras, you know. But this is my question to you. Sure. You know, since we're quote unquote call ourselves, I don't call myself an expert. I know how tough it is. But let me ask you this. So out of all the quarterbacks out there that are under contract, because like I said, you always have to think about the next man up. There's a big difference between, Tony, you can relate to this. NFL, a number one and a number one for the whole year, not replacing somebody for 2 weeks. It's like being a pitch hitter in baseball. Oh, shoot, this guy's hitting 250 or 350. But if you put him out there too many times, he gets exposed. That's why everyone has a title and a position. And I'll use the Godfather, like Dusty Baker's he's the Godfather, you know what I mean? A baseball up in Sacramento, and like a big brother to me. Dusty would get fired winning 90-something games every single year. 90-something games, he would get fired. And then the next guy that they would replace him with would win 60. So would you be happier winning 90 every year, having a chance to maybe win the big one? Or would you just like to win 60 games and say Dusty's not a good manager?
Yeah. Do you guys remember when Marty Schottenheimer went 13-3 and got fired? Like, it's true, but it's like, okay.
Unit could tell us though. It's just like an NBA though. We have NBA. I love hoops. I'm diehard Kings fan, on the wood, all that. You know what I mean? For when we were winning 13 games. But when you fire we fire a coach, who's the next man up? To me,
same thing with the quarterback. Yeah, who would be the next man up? That's a great point. I don't know. I mean, but the Denver Broncos have been asking that question for 8 freaking years. So
I want to know what Reggie thinks. Reggie, are you a football fan?
Yeah. Reggie, do you follow?
Well, hey man, when I was growing up as a kid, I used to love the Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach,
Greg,
Tony Dorsett, Newhouse and those guys. But yeah, I still watch football, but I'm not deeply in love like I was back in the day when I was growing up with the Cowboys. Yeah, and the Houston Oilers. We had Earl Campbell here,
Yeah.
Dan
Billy Rice Johnson,
Pastorini.
Billy Rice Hughes.
Yeah, Dan Pastorini. Oh man, yeah, those were the glory days for me with football.
We've had Doug Plank on the show tell us about what it was like to try and tackle Earl Campbell. He said it was like trying.
I want to say this to the Super Bowl fans. The referees, I want to hear what the people's opinions are with the calls and what happened. Was it a totally fair game, or was there any? I want to hear people's opinions. Was there any shady stuff or whatever, or was it just like perfectly smooth?
Greg, you guys lost. So did you have too much beef with the refs, Greg?
Jeez. My podcast comes on Wednesdays. I feel like okay. Yeah, no, I think you could call a holding on every call, but I learned this even in baseball. I learned a good referee, a good umpire. You don't even know that they're at the game. You know what I mean? I hate the ones that there's a flag every play, but they're not consistent because everyone's opinion is just subjective. There's the rules, of whatever, but they don't. Sometimes they just don't apply. When I played on bad teams, I feel like we got screwed every night. When I was on good teams, you could take pitches. The ball bounced your way. So I believe the refs they do play a part in the game. I just think it's unfortunate. I think a good ref, umpire, official, you don't even notice they're in the game. And we can talk basketball because I feel like my Sacramento Kings get screwed every night. Then we get no calls. They even go to the replay. We don't get calls.
Well, all I know is because
Kings get screwed.
I'm bringing Billy Hughes in now. Okay, guys. So
penalty box. 2 minutes.
Back. Oh God, dang it! So, did you blow that whistle? Did you? I didn't hear a whistle. Blow it. Blow it. Blow it more. It's got to be loud. It's got to be loud.
Who's in the penalty box? I need to know so we can remove him from stage. Is that Greg?
Is it Greg or Spencer?
All right, Greg, you're in the penalty box for a minute. We'll be back.
Time's up.
Okay, Greg's in the penalty box for 2 minutes. Billy, that'll give us a second for Billy Hughes to get introduced. Okay, Billy.
Yes.
You are a Sacramento Kings fan.
Yes.
Talk about how the Kings are on the rise, but
fifth in the West.
It doesn't really matter because me and Tony's Denver Nuggets are going to crush whoever comes in our. Tell me I'm wrong, Billy.
Well, Denver obviously winning last year, you would assume they're the favorites. You have Minnesota in the 1 seed, and I don't know if they're taken serious at all. They do have the best defense in the league with Rudy Gobert, but with Denver, it is tough to say that they are the favorites, especially since the West is so tight. You look at Phoenix Suns and their powerhouse with their big three. The problem with Phoenix is I feel all three of those guys have to remain healthy with Bradley Beal, in and out of the lineup. They traded DeAndre Ayton for more of a defensive promise with Yusuf Nurkic. So there's a lot of question marks in the West, but it is very exciting.
You tell me right now who is going to knock off Nikola Jokic? And then I think I know what the answer might be, and I'm going to dive right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Golden State right now. You got Chris Paul on the bench. Has Draymond been playing lately?
Well, he has, and Chris Paul has been out. He's coming back.
So here's where I'm going with this. If Chris Paul stays out, I would literally keep him out until the playoffs start because he gets hurt every year. Yeah, so he will be healthy for the playoffs. So if you got the standard core, of the Warriors, you got everybody. You got Clay, Steph, Draymond. You got the OGs. Then you have Chris Paul healthy in the playoffs, running as the quarterback, as your point guard. Could that team knock off Nikola Jokic and the beast mode Denver Nuggets in the playoffs?
That's a great question. You have players like Kuminga on the rise. Chris Paul, that's a great point. He is usually hurt. So to save him for the postseason isn't a bad idea. You have Klay Thompson now coming off the bench and him embracing that role. Draymond Green, that vocal leader for the team. You'd think Steph is the leader, but it's really Draymond, the leader for that team. But to answer your question, I do feel like they could be a threat in the West. I believe they're 10th right now in the Western Conference, and they're fighting for that play-in with the Lakers. The West is so tight that the Warriors could be the 7th seed. You have Dallas right there in the 8th seed. They're very exciting. They've won 7 of their last 10 with Luka and Kyrie, probably the most exciting backcourt in the league with Dallas. They're my favorite team to watch. And my Sacramento Kings are 5th in the West. Let's go, Greg. But yeah, I love Fox and the Ox. That pick and roll is great. You have Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter. He's very inconsistent, but I do love Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray hit 12 threes this year in a game. So there is lots of promise with Mike Brown and the Kings. But I'm just so excited about the West. You have one of the worst teams with the San Antonio Spurs, but they have an alien on their team in Wembanyama. So there's lots going on.
Well, I heard it. For what? For boring? For what was the penalty for?
Sorry.
Oh, Billy. It was great sports talk, though. So, Billy, you're going to the penalty box for 2 minutes. But I was just going to give Tony. It's going to give Tony a second. Okay, here's what
I was awaiting. Young
Tony, listen. Okay.
This would be definitely a penalty for sure, Tony.
Okay, so listen, Tony. Nobody's really talking about. I'm looking at the West, right? You got the Nuggets, you got the Clippers, Sacramento, Phoenix, Dallas, and who knows, dude? Down there at 9 and 10, you got the Lakers and Golden State. 1 and 2 is Minnesota and Oklahoma City, and they ain't getting no love. Like talk about Minnesota and Oklahoma City a little bit, and then just Tony, is anybody going to knock off our world champion Denver Nuggets?
You got to look at other teams, okay? You got whipped. I know I'm getting whipped, but none of these names are getting brought up. They're bringing up teams that might have a chance, not the ones that do have a chance. For instance, okay, look at a good old Joker. He made another record. He beat LeBron in the most triple doubles. Now LeBron has stepped down. He moved up. Oh my gosh, we can get dirty, but at the same time, you got the powers that they have. And you know what? When they're fully healthy, watch out. I think we found somebody that's in the Western Conference that we're going to be playing to go into the NBA championship.
Who?
Yeah, I have to say this, Spencer. The fans are watching. They're going crazy. A lot of comments. Guys, help Allah blow that whistle more. We're going to get the fans the control moving forward. If you guys want to put someone in the penalty box, post your comments.
There we go. So, Tony, who was the team that the Nuggies are going to be like? Who do they have to go through to get back to the finals? We're
going to have to go. And that's the Clippers. Boy, they're stacked and they're on top. Just because they lost a couple games to a couple weak teams, yeah, And don't worry about the Lakers. The Lakers are a fill-in spot right now. But the Sacramento Kings, hey, watch out for them. They've been on point. There's a lot of teams that has been on point. And you know what? Another name that you guys haven't brought up, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, well, I get in the East. We're kind of sticking to the West just for a second. Then we'll go to the East. Oh God, I kind of forgot what I was going to say here, but freaking
need to acknowledge Jason Glantz. I think he's the fan of the show, the fan of the episode, and he said mission accepted. So he's
okay. That's what I was going to say. Billy and Greg, you guys can kind of, what the Kings kind of remind me of. They remind me of the Nuggies like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, just getting into the groove. Yeah.
Just getting. They are on the brink, I think, of becoming a great team. Like go ahead.
Super contender. No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you got to remember too, Minnesota, OKC, dude, those guys, and Denver. The difference between them and everyone else is just not how athletic they are, but how long they are. They are long. They have wings, and to me, the Kings. We got exposed last year, because without Sabonis, we don't have anybody else, rebounding the ball.
Yeah.
And you gotta be able to defend the wing, be a wing defender. I mean, the analytics has all about threes, and you got to be able to go out there and make guys take tough shots.
That's true. Yeah, I think Kevon Looney last year killed us on the boards. I mean, he get like 22 rebounds a game, crazy. But Sabonis, he's leading the league in triple doubles. He's leading the league in rebounds per game. If he gets 20 more double doubles, I believe he surpasses the dream Akeem Olajuwon since 1992.
What about quadruple Billy?
Okay, OKC is fire.
Yeah,
we had a whistle blow. Allah, who's going in the penalty box?
Interrupting each other.
Who?
Okay.
Someone just mentioned Akeem Olajuwon, right?
Billy.
Someone just mentioned Akeem Olajuwon.
Billy. What about
Allah's gonna say who's going in the box? She got the whistle was blown.
It was probably me. Quadruple doubles, Billy.
All right, Spencer. Hey, even though we got to put you in the box. I got the power today. Sorry.
Eric,
all right, go ahead.
There you go. Thanks, Eric.
You were afraid. I love that. Yeah.
I think you're up, champ. Go ahead, champ.
No, I just wanted to send a big shout out to the late. We lost Robert Reed for the Houston Rockets. He passed away about 4 days ago. Did you guys know that?
I knew that.
Excuse me?
I knew that.
Okay, yeah. Just a big shout out to his family, and Robert Reed. He only live about 10, 12 minutes from me, and we did a lot of charity stuff together, and he was a great man. And
hey, champ, are you a golfer?
Oh yeah, I'm not good at it, but I did a lot of golf, man. That's what the biggest deals in the world is made on the golf course. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, I have my Vons Valley Celebrity Golf Tournament on April 29th. I'd fly you out to be a guest so I can see you, Tony the Tiger, Loretta Garza, and all those guys just talk boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, in April what? Because April 28th, I got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Well,
and I'll be in California.
My tournament will be in California. On the 28th?
What about? Yeah.
Sacramento. On the 29th, though, you might be a little wobbly, so we'll give you a pass this year.
Hey, Greg, if it's in California, where's my invite? What's going on here?
You're invited. Bring the show. You're invited.
That's not. Where is it at? Let's tell the fans what's going on. Then maybe we can get it streamed live through Sports and Tacos.
Yeah, it's April 29th at Casa Vadera. My proceeds, my oldest son has type 1 diabetes. So Vons Valley is a foundation that tries to find a cure for diabetes. You can go to vonsvalley.org to sign up. I mean, we have, great celebrities. It's a great time. But like I said, for me, it's out there to try to find a cure for diabetes because people don't understand. It's not like the diabetes you take a pill. This is, your pancreas shuts down, so you're insulin dependent, and we're just looking for all the support we can, and just to try to make a difference, and that's what I'm here. But champ, you get a pass this year, champ. Next year we'll be ready.
And you say it's on the 29th?
Yeah.
Oh man, and see the Hall of Fame is on the 28th, so that's like the day before. God, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be thinking about you though.
Okay. Hey, champ, you just be drinking Bloody Marys in the morning.
You say what? Drink what?
I said, champ, you're going to be drinking Bloody Marys in the morning.
Oh no, man. Hey, that's one thing I can say. I never had a beer, nothing foreign in my body, and I'm 57 years old. Not even a beer. I don't
Nice.
drink.
Hey, man.
That's what champions do. That's
Hey,
what champions do.
no, not all champions do that. But I've been drunk one time. That Roy Jones 1-2 punch. I was drunk from that.
Punch drunk. That's funny. All right. Basketball. I guess the East. Real quick. Milwaukee. Billy.
Yeah.
You pay attention more than I do. Is anybody? You got Milwaukee. I mean, okay. I know Boston. Schmoston.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. Schmoston is going to make it to the East Finals, but it just seems like they choke every year.
Well, So adding.
So who's going to knock off Milwaukee? Okay, Dame Lillard. When is that? I mean, I know that. Dude, they're 37-21. Is Milwaukee, at least to me, has got to be the team to beat in the East. The Milwaukee is a team that actually scares me as a Nuggets fan facing them in the finals, if we make it to the finals.
Yeah, so adding Patrick Beverley really helps their defensive presence, Milwaukee. And, similar to the Clippers when James Harden went there, they lost like 6 in a row to start. So with Milwaukee, I think adjusting to Doc Rivers and his system, I think they will start gelling. You have Damian Lillard, who shines in big moments, and Giannis, obviously, the Greek freak. So, and don't forget about Chris Middleton. He can get you 28 points, no problem. So,
Portis.
What's that? Go ahead.
Portis.
Yeah.
Portis is a beast.
Yeah. So Milwaukee is a force to be reckoned with, but Boston is clicking, and they've won 9 in a row. Porzingis is the key for that team. The question with him is he going to stay healthy, Porzingis? And they have Drew Holiday as well. So Boston.
Drew Holiday's good.
Yeah,
he's locked down.
Yeah. So
TMP. Who the Nuggies going to be playing in the NBA Finals?
Gosh darn it. I'm hearing these guys talking and I agree with them, but at the same time, it's hard to look over Boston. But you know what? There's a team out there that's doing a climb again, that Miami Heat thing. What the heck is up with them? They always shine at the ending of the season. Isn't that weird? Beginning of the season, they're dead last, and then all of a sudden they're in the play. But, I'm not going to pick them. But, look at the 76ers maybe do an upset on Detroit.
On Detroit?
Not on Detroit. Detroit loses to everybody. I'm sorry. But no.
The drinking Bloody Marys
okay. If Philadelphia is healthy with Embiid, then they're dangerous. But without Joel Embiid, you can't have the 76ers in that conversation.
Yeah, true. So the West is going to be crazy. It's going to be kind of a lot like last season. The one team that nobody really is talking about is Phoenix. They still got KD. They still have a lot of stars there.
No, we mentioned Phoenix. We mentioned Phoenix is the scariest team in the West right now.
And
Which is crazy. Think about that. Think about that statement. There are 10 teams in the West that arguably could go all the way because you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James on the Lakers. They could get hot. They could go on a run. Golden State, that's 9 and 10. Golden State and the freaking Lakers are 9 and 10. You have Phoenix at 6. That's why looking at the West right now is just so nuts when you see Minnesota and OKC 1 and 2. It's crazy to me because a team with Kevin Durant and whoever else, everybody else on that team has just as much chance as anybody else in the West.
Yeah. With Phoenix, you have Eric Gordon, who's a phenomenal three-point shooter, and then Grayson Allen. He leads the league in three-point percentage. So Phoenix definitely has some sharpshooters. And, I would not want to play Phoenix in the playoffs round, definitely. You could argue Dallas, too. I mean, they can get hot, and they have Batman and Robin over there in their backcourt. Yeah. So watch out for them.
All right. Well, so it's going – basketball is about to get really hot. I want to talk a little baseball real quick. Greg, what's, just looking at, all right, we're going into spring training. You got any thoughts on this baseball season? Shohei becoming a Dodger. Just there's a ton. The AL East last year, almost every team, I don't know if every team finished over 500, but the AL East, the Orioles, every team in the AL East is going to be good. What do you just give me your thoughts? I know it's very early on for baseball, but just give me some baseball talk before we wrap it up.
Well, playing for the Padres and the Reds and Milwaukee, I'll probably get killed for this. But I mean, how can you not say the Dodgers? Just how active they were in the offseason. And not just active, but who they brought in. That's kind of scary. I mean, the Orioles, you say the Yankees, the Yankees.
They're every team besides like the Red Sox in the AL East this year is good. Toronto is good. Everybody.
I think the Yankees fell a little bit short. I think for me, Baltimore and Tampa Bay Devil Rays every single year are going to be right where they're supposed to be. So the East is loaded. It's too early. I don't even watch baseball until after the All-Star break. You know what I mean? There's too many games, so it's. I think everybody has a chance, but I think if San Diego stays healthy, they have a chance. The Central, I think the Cubs have a chance. It's just who stays healthy. The ball bounce. They get the right bounce. But it's too early for baseball. We still got 5 weeks. 5 weeks of spring training.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just get like early. Tony, you got the Dodgers 3-1, Braves 4-1, Astros 7-1, Yankees 8-1, the defending champion Rangers 14-1. Who would you be putting $1,000 on today, Tony, to win the World Series?
There's so much out there right now, man. It's just tough.
Because now is when you're going to get your value. You know what I'm saying? A team like the Blue Jays, the Mariners could be coming up at 20-1. The Cubbies 28-1.
I wouldn't lay money on a favorite because the margins aren't big enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The Dodgers are 3-1. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I like to look at long shots. This time of year. I mean, think about it. The Diamondbacks made it to the World Series last year, and they're 40-1.
And they still might make it again. Trust me.
And they're 40-1. So
Vision against the Rockies. Yeah, everybody's gonna have fun at Coors Field.
Oh God,
I did.
Yeah,
we're gonna
the Coors Field.
I've had a few.
Greg. I don't know if you probably don't measure them, but is that where some of your, even maybe if it's even just in batting practice, some of your longest home runs were hit?
Because they all count the same. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm just talking distance wise. Did you find the ball just launching out of Coors Field when you were playing?
Yeah, it did. For some reason, like probably Chicago for me. Oakland, being from the Northern California, playing in Oakland, San Francisco. Like I said, at the end, man, they all count. You just want to show out in front of your friends and family.
Greg, do you remember when you and Gary? Okay, I actually got 2 questions here. Do you remember when you and Gary Sheffield were both with the Zephyrs before you went to the big leagues? When you were playing at the old Mile High Stadium? I was trying to explain this to somebody because it wasn't a true baseball stadium. Wasn't dead center field because it was shaped like a diamond, like 480 feet to dead center.
600, but what I remember about the Zephyrs, especially around Labor, Independence Day. I mean, my birthday falls around that time, but it would be 80,000 people for 3 days in a row for the fireworks show. It was crazy.
80,000 people filling Mile High Stadium. Tony, you remember that? The stands that moved and turned into a baseball stadium?
I do.
So, okay, Greg, my second question is, I'm not sure if you're still buddies with Gary Sheffield, but I read an article recently. I mean, I don't know. Do you like to comment on? Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Should he not?
Yeah, he's still my best friend, and he was on my podcast. And like I said, we spend time together. We golf together. We smoke cigars together. You know, he's good friends with Winky Wright. I mean, but me and Shep is, I mean, that's my brother. I mean, forever. Cool. And yeah, there's no 500 home runs, 500 doubles.
Almost 3,000 hits. He's close to 3,000 hits. I mean, dude, he should be in the Hall.
There's a no-brainer. He should be in the Hall. But if you look at, I don't know what they're going to do. They have too many riders that have grudges. You know what I mean? That, you know, if they didn't get along with the guy, that, you know, they're supposed to be subjective.
So stupid.
You know, it's not a popularity show. Either numbers speak or they don't speak, and his numbers speak. There's some other numbers that they've been letting in that don't really speak.
Exactly. Todd Helton is about to get in, right? Am I right? Or did Todd Helton not get in?
But Todd Helton, he was a bad man. And I don't want to speak on anybody not getting there. I just wish I didn't have 5 rotator cuff
You'd be in there
surgeries.
for sure. You'd be in there for sure.
You know, but it's Hall of Fame's for special people, but I just don't like how they're determining what people are special or not, and not the numbers. That's what I have a problem with.
Got it. Yeah, I get it. All right, well, cool. All right, dudes. We're at an hour and a half. This has been a great show.
Spencer, before we go, I want to. There's a lot of people watching, not only on Facebook and YouTube and all that's fun stuff, but I just wanted to point out that this show has been broadcasted live on Easy Way TV the whole time, and you guys can actually go to the Sports and Tacos Instagram, the Easy Way Family Instagram, and see pictures of this being live on Roku the entire time. And we also want to make sure that we acknowledge and thank all the fans and all the supporters on today's show ultimately. And I just want to bring up a couple of them that was, basically engaging and supporting us today. So thank you to Watering Seeds and I think our fan of the show, the fan of the episode, we'll call it, is definitely Jason Glantz, who's been very interactive. Gucci has been very supportive. Michael Ball, we appreciate Michael Ball tuning in. We appreciate Clint as well. Leslie Cadigan, I don't know if you noticed commenting.
I don't know who those people are.
all the fans. We just appreciate you guys because you guys make our show. And make sure you go subscribe to sportsandtacos.com and go follow the Sports and Tacos Instagram, sponsored by Easy Way Family. Spencer, back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to thank everybody for being on tonight. Alla, when Monday nights, love to have you back on as ref, get you even more involved. I know you're going to be great. You're a stand-up comic, and a great actress and all things. Reggie, come on anytime.
Oh,
anytime.
Man, it was a pleasure, man. Nice meeting you guys. And, man, you guys got a nice platform, man. Thanks for having me.
I need to give a shout out to Watering Seeds, Brady Mazzola. Do we put the, Brady, if you're out there watching, thanks so much for helping get Reggie, Sweet Johnson, world champion boxer, on the show tonight. Billy, your wheelhouse is coming up, dude. Basketball season is heating up. So just clear your schedule on Monday nights because we're going to need you for the next. Well, we need you anytime you want to come on, but you know that you are the basketball expert. I love having you on for that.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
And Greg Vaughn.
That Brady is a bad man. Brady is a bad man. He
makes stuff happen. Just like Zuli. They they're doers. They get stuff done. They make things happen. Greg Vaughn, always, we got a lot of big stuff coming up, Greg. Actually, I would need to chat with you sometime this week because there's a bunch of stuff coming up. So, anyway, go sports ball. Reggie, thanks for coming on. And
thanks for having me.
NBA.
And Spencer, I also want to acknowledge if you guys want to see the recap news story on Sports and Tacos episode, you can go to easywaynews.com. You can subscribe And you can also create an account on the Easyway Network. And actually, it's a social network. And you can meet Greg Vaughn and Reggie and all the people that are on the Sports and Tacos show. We are the only network that helps you actually engage, interact, and connect with who you watch. Back to you, Spencer.
Awesome. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. Eric Zulli, thanks for coming on and engineering tonight. It is so much better having an engineer on the show.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Everybody, love you guys.
It's so
nice talking
hard.
to you, Tim.
Thank you guys for watching, everybody.
Hey, Tony,
Thank you so much.
Tony, tell Bama, get back on next week. Tell everybody we said hi. And yeah, everybody have a good week. We'll see everybody next Monday night. Go Sports Ball.
All right, thanks, guys.
So good.
See you guys.